Three, two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 4 Pixels. Cuckoo is here with Rosh and Saku, and we are continuing Ace Attorney investigations.
Hello.
Hello! Ready for continuing. I think we're about done with this room.
So, what's next?
Well, we found a few answers. But there are still a few things left we have to ask a certain person. Let's go, Kay! Really exuberant all of a sudden.
Determinator.
March 13th, 3:34 p.m., Wild Wild West area.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Hey, pal.
You've got to hurry, sir. Come on.
What is it, detective?
They found a blue badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir.
No! I mean, what? Hell, you say?
Isn't that what one of the kidnappers was wearing?
Bingo! That's why you've got to come down to the main gate with me right now. We hurry, we might still be able to get there before the Wolf Boy does, sir.
Alright, let's make haste to the main gate. Waggling my finger. Oh, I love the way they run. It's so cute.
Oh, look
Wow,
how
we were so
we
close
were
to the end.
Yeah. Always happens without fail.
Yep. The power of saving. I know what you did. I know, right? Like, I just want to see if I can make that jump. I'll just save first, then jump.
Exactly! I would say so much more shit.
I was playing Breath of the Wild earlier, and I forgot that you could die so easily, and I was like, I'll just see if I can jump across this hole. Oh no, I fell off a cliff and died, and I thought, wow, imagine if that was real life. Just for the sake of trying to jump from one place to another.
That's why I would not survive any sort of apocalypse.
Well,
I don't know, I can lift this block. I'll just put it down and go over there and do something else. I put it down on top of my own head and killed myself.
Like, I remember back when I was watching Kime play The Last of Us, and like there were so many spots where you like need to get a box or a ladder or something, or jump up on this thing, and I'm like, I would be stuck here because I'm 4'11".
same.
Oh no! You
I mean,
guys.
I'm 5'1", but
Oko 411, that's adorable. You need a boost, man.
I need a whatchamacallit, stilts.
I mean, I would give you a boost, but I've got bone Horton disease as well as being short, so like I would be extra useless.
I shall carry the two of you, one under each arm.
Yes.
Where's the costume detective gun?
Just on the other side of the fountain, sir.
Wow, it really was.
Turn the camera over.
Was it out here in the open all along?
No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. We moved it out here in order to examine it more thoroughly.
Then let's get down to it.
To defeat the Huns.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Let's get down to business. Wait, I can't sing that song. Headpiece. This must be the Blue Badger Officer Meekins crossed paths with.
Oh, the nerve of someone throwing a blue badger away like this. I worked so hard to create this character. It's like my baby. How can someone do this, sir? How?
Detective, how about channeling your anger towards finding the
Good idea. Oh, wait until I get my hands on it. So, who are we, Mr. Edgeworth?
Why don't you try figuring it out yourself for a change?
Wow.
Edgeworth's done. He's like, you're a detective, I'm a lawyer. You figure it out.
It's the Blue Badger's body section. What a waste.
How so?
Going through all the trouble to steal this costume only to throw it away in the end. A real thief wouldn't do such a thing. Nope, no way.
I would think a real thief wouldn't steal something so gaudy to begin with. That's why he dresses like that. He never wants his clothes stolen. What do we have here?
That's actually really pretty. I would wear that.
Yeah, same.
Oh, it's another pendant. That's 2 treasures in one day. How lucky is that? And hey, this pretty baby's made of platinum silver too. What a coincidence.
Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two are lovers? Wait, oh.
I'm gonna assume this is Wolf Boy. Hold it
Whatever.
right there.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, there goes the music.
Hell yeah. Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? Ooh, scary.
That's me trying to growl like a wolf.
A pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence.
How can you tell?
Look here and read off what you can see.
Lauren, hey, it's a name that's engraved on this.
Gasp.
Haha! We have you now, Mrs. Kidnapper.
No, you don't understand.
Molly, I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers.
Lads. You're kidding. Miss Pops was one of the kidnappers? Yes. It was me. I held Lance hostage.
So Miss Fox is one of the kidnappers. I'm catching up. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over. I hate when things are.
Hey, guys! Case closed. Get the car ready, and I mean the special one for this young lady.
Hold it. I want a special car too.
Again, Mr. Prosecutor. What is it this time? I'm not getting you a special car.
I have special places to go, dude. Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect.
We found it.
Found what?
That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass.
You get the special gun too?
Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are. ACAB. Who are you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon.
So Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see.
And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that Right, Mr. Prosecutor. My phone's going off. Can we pause the recording?
That's why I'm not saying anything. Yeah, it's fine. You do have forever, Edgeworth.
Let's play some elevator music. Do, 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 do,
That do. I always run out of elevator music after that. I guess you're never in the elevator long enough to hear much.
Yep. If you're lucky, that is.
Oh yeah, you don't want to have an Edgeworth situation.
Oh god.
No, thank you. Although that is one of my favorite roleplay scenarios when I'm starting a roleplay with a new person that I've never played with before. I'm like, okay, put our characters in an elevator and make them stuck in there and see what happens.
Oh. You know
I
what?
love doing that.
Yeah, that'd be good, especially for like, you know, those ordinary types that don't like to talk. Hornet.
Exactly. It's just a good icebreaker because even if they don't like to talk, they have to eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to try and do something.
She's like
Even-
the first time I've like played such an antisocial character, and I'm like, what do I do?
Oh, it is really hard because as a player you want them to interact, but to stay in character you can't let them.
Yeah, and like I
And
don't
then you
want to
feel guilty
exactly like I don't want to force like the other person to
to do all the work.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But part of the fun is like working on a character like that and trying to get them to say stuff.
Yeah.
Like I used to have a few antisocial characters that I felt a lot of guilt over, but then I had one character who's an OC of mine who made it a lot easier because he's antisocial in a way of he has no shame about it. And actually he's the one whose voice I'm using for Edgeworth.
Ooh.
So it's like he doesn't care about being antisocial because he considers he's just waiting for an opportunity to say something worthwhile.
Aw.
It's like, so he doesn't mind not speaking because he's listening instead.
Aw.
But yeah, it's hard when they're antisocial.
Yeah.
Someone gives you a whole paragraph and you're just like, 2 words.
And you're just like, this character doesn't care.
Yeah, you really don't care. I had a character trying to speak to mine, and he was sort of saying like, "Hi, is anyone in this room? And what's going on? Let's talk." And he was like, literally volunteering nothing at all.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Meow.
But my folks have been calling me every day since I've had to like self-isolate, so
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Yeah.
It's good they worried about you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not, but it is. Yeah.
I think it's more like they just want to make
It's-
sure I'm not like not speaking to anyone. they
Yeah,
called me
yeah.
during while I was like being with friends.
Where you actually are. Yeah. It is irony, but yeah, that's the way the world goes
I
round.
know.
I mean, it's scary when you've actually got the symptoms as well. It's like, I've got the
I
virus.
know. I was really
Can't get
annoyed.
better from a virus.
I was really annoyed because like I had a cough for like maybe a week, 2 weeks before, you know, all the stuff about like self-isolating came out. But then I got a fever,
Yeah.
and it was just like, oh, for
Yeah.
God's sake!
Yeah, got the things.
And I'd just been to
Oh,
Glasgow,
baby.
which is like there've been confirmed cases there, so everyone was like, you've got to self-isolate.
Yeah. if you get worse, then you take care. That's what we say.
Ah well, I mean,
Yeah.
my fever's almost completely gone now, so I should be out by
Well,
like
that's good.
Thursday.
Let's hope
honestly.
so. Yay. Good girl. Wee. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Quite alright. And we are back.
Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon?
Yes, I killed him.
I can't believe it.
Thanks for the confession.
Agent Lang, It's much too early to declare this case closed.
Look at you, so sure of yourself. We've got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for?
Ms. Lauren Potts,
You can't have her.
Well, yes?
I want to hear it from you.
Two men want me?
Tell me your side of all that has happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder, and that will make me want you more.
Okay! Isn't that enough?
It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. And do it, I like short-haired chicks.
Oh god, I just realized with how she has like the curls framing her head and the short hair in the back, she has Lobco hair.
Aw, yay! I love Lobco's hair.
It's beautiful hair. I don't know who that is, but I like it.
It's the girl in Coco's icon. That's a great thing for an audio.
Oh, yay! Cool. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Do you have Lobco's hair? Or is there some reason why you can't tell us? I don't mind where you get your fashion stylings.
I really like Lobco, but I hate her character story. Oh, Gecko treats her better.
Fucking kill you.
I hate her story arc, not her.
Oh, sorry, I completely misheard that.
We just immediately went on like defense mode.
Yeah, sick of Coco. When their mouths are closed, their faces look so stretched.
Yes, they kind of have frog mouths.
Yes, or like electric eel face.
Ribbit.
Yeah, going to
Sorry.
Code Geass land.
Okay, I've got to stop. I'm shifting into voice actor mode. I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away as the losing nut. Alright, you heard me. Let's hear about all the evil you committed to.
The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back, after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me.
There. Are you satisfied? She just confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much.
Miss Potts, is what you said really the truth?
Yes, it is.
If that is the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there is something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. Probably the fact that it's a confession and no one ever does those.
The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon.
How well did you know?
I've spoken with him only a few times at Lance's house.
A few times. That's it.
Yes.
If they only met a few times, I don't see how they could have trusted each other.
But if you hardly ever talk, then how could he trust you not to steal his plan?
That's completely irrelevant. He was planning to betray her from the very beginning. Which is why he chose someone he wasn't especially close to. Isn't that right, Sheena? Yes. However, Mr. Deacon made a very poor choice. In the end, he was killed by the one he intended to betray himself. Ha! I bet he didn't see that one coming. Sorry, I just jumped on her voice there.
It's okay.
It's cool.
We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage.
You knew? How did you know something like
Oh, no! What should I do?
Kay, what's wrong with her now?
Come on, isn't it obvious? You're making your scary face again, that's why. Though she looks kinda happy about it for some reason. Why don't you try asking her in a nicer, more gentle way?
No, stop it, Lauren! You're always like this! You always fall for the stern-looking one! That's why you'll never be unhappy! We'll always be unhappy!
No, you'll never be unhappy with me.
Or maybe that's it. She's been bewitched by your icy glare.
Mind your own business, Kay. Now then, Miss Pops, let's continue with your testimony.
Yes, of course!
She completely didn't answer his question.
Yeah. Oh, throwing him off by flirting. She's good.
Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back, after all.
Why did you believe that?
Anyone who knows Mr. Amano would think the same thing.
I bet Lance is that old man's greatest treasure.
I suppose he would be to a doting father like Mr. Amano.
Yeah, do you know how much he had to pay to get that persona-like sprite when everyone else has a sprite?
I always figured that it was too, and I always was envious of Lance for it.
Oh, because your dad's dead. 6 feet under, gone.
An ex-father.
Pushing up Izzy's, pushing up posies. Shuffling off their mortal coil.
Bit the dust, kick the bucket, turn to rust, give up the ghost, his number was up.
This is an ex-father.
I got this pendant from my father, and I believe that as long as I have this, I'll find my father again someday.
Oh no.
He'll welcome me back into his arms, riding on the back of Pegasus.
She is so delusional. That pendant. She must truly believe it to be the wings of Pegasus.
Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money...
Would you mind telling us a little about the plan itself?
Well, first we captured Lance.
Ooh, how did you do that?
Well, Mr. Deacon did that on his own, so I don't quite know.
Bah, and here I thought you knew how to steal people away.
He was going to give you a job spiriting people away after that. I shudder to think what she would do with such.
Sweep pretty girls off their feet, obviously.
Yep.
Sorry, I really don't know, but somehow Mr. Deacon was able to contain him. All we had to do after that was wait for the ransom to be paid, but... Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me!
Why do you think he did?
I have no idea, but maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning.
Miss Pops.
Wait. Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning. Was that ever really likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Man, knock yourself out, Edgeworth. I'm sorry, but I don't think... Yeah, that's what you do! No, you shouldn't do it! You should go home! Never give him anything! I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely.
Huh?
I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you.
But why? We were total strangers! It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money.
Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you?
What do you mean?
You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops.
He's her
What
father.
proves it? Oh my god! I mean, yeah, that would be dramatic. Yeah.
Why are you showing this to me?
So what about the pendant?
This pair of wings, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are. I get to show you another thing. These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree?
Hey, you're right. They're even the same color, and they're even made of the same material.
I believe these two pendants are actually one. Slapped in the face! Shall we give it a try?
Wow, it's totally Pegasus. But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's?
You're a smart lady, despite what I just called you before. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be.
No, that can't be!
So the two make a set. Huh. It's just another trinket.
Edward's not being very tactful, telling someone that their father they've never met and always wanted to find is now dead.
It's not as though this changes anything.
You lack imagination, Agent Lang. Very well, I'll show you with this evidence. 'Cause I can't just tell. This is the piece of evidence that gives a meaning to the Pegasus pendant. A birth certificate. Wait.
No, not that.
Yeah. Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Devorae, the name that is etched on the horse pendant.
What? An alias?
I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense given what is written in Mr. Devorae's dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this.
Who called it Penny Dead Prison? That's so stupid.
I know, but just chill, just bear with me. This specific section is what reveals the true meaning behind those pendants. And afterwards you can have a Mr. Devorae had one daughter.
Oh my! I'm just looking at the height and weight of this man. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I know, they never ever seem to know how to actually do it. This man is anorexic.
Yeah.
Man, he's skinny, but he's fine. He had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Paul.
That's a lie! That person was not my father!
He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you. You still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping.
I don't know, man. I read our relationships.
Mm-mm.
And what is so funny, Agent Lang? Agent Lang, did you just cough?
Shut up.
Quarantine him! Put him in quarantine!
You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you?
What are you trying to say?
Your thinking is much too innocent.
Oh,
After all, I've thought of another possibility.
is that so? Well, let's hear it.
Give me a second, sorry. I'm okay. Colin, cut that out. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became the House of Amado. The two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnap. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well?
So this is his version of how things might have been.
You don't have any proof that either one didn't know of their true relationship, right?
You mean they knowingly committed the kidnapping as father and daughter?
That's right. As one really rotten family.
Is that really what happened? I better take a long, hard look at the evidence. I genuinely care what happens to that cute girl.
I'll grant you that the two of them were father and daughter.
Precisely. And what father would ever willingly kill his own daughter? Don't answer that. It's hypothetical.
I told
Rhetorical.
you that I read our relationship. I've seen a lot of things in my travel,
You look like you've seen a lot of things.
and I can tell you that being related by blood is sometimes proof of nothing.
Asp.
But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact?
You think they knew?
Yeah, I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. They both knew who the other person was, but they had to pretend that they didn't.
Because he was on the lam. I can't believe Angela said on the lam.
The way you say it makes it sound offensive. You got it. The victim couldn't exactly go around flaunting who he was. Furthermore, it was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amado.
One as a butler, and one as a friend of the son, you mean?
They probably thought that was their best shot.
Is that what you honestly believe?
Of course. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping.
You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relative?
Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair.
The butler and the girlfriend. No one would ever suspect that they were, in fact, family.
Yes, from the very beginning, they painstakingly practiced those roles well. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well?
I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence.
Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary.
Without evidence to counter him, we're stuck at a draw. Agent Lang isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one.
You'd better hurry up and do something, or Lauren's gonna wind up looking really bad.
I know, but first things first. Is Agent Lang's line of logic factually correct? Do the two of them really knowingly commit the crime as father and daughter?
That is the first time I've ever actually thought, oh shit, this guy's a lawyer, because he's not trying to prove that she didn't do it, he's trying to prove that they didn't knowingly do it as father and daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Good job lawyering, Edgeworth, for once. It's nice when they do real lawyery stuff.
Yeah, once a blue moon it happens in this game about lawyers.
Yeah. I mean, we've got no Phoenix to bang on the desk and wear a tie, so... Actual lawyer stuff.
When you say bang in the desk.
I mean, with his hands, but, you know, now I'm thinking about something else. Okay, so, while I'm thinking about that, you two do the smattering.
It's been a wee bit of time since we've looked at the evidence. Do you mind going through it again, hon?
Sure. A pamphlet, it's a map. At Badger's head.
Head was left in the isolation room! It's so apt to what's happening in the world today!
Just the head.
Ah.
You're just remembering from last time for when the proto badger just popped out of the floor.
Gotta go fast! Oh my god.
Sonic.
I'm pretty sure it's this one. Because like we've known for a while that there are supposed to be 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This kidnapping wasn't planned by just 2 people alone.
And with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.